This is an update video, so I would recommend watching the previous edition, as it does correlate to the points I will be making. This video may be mildly tone deaf. Given by request, I will be shaming the individual in question, and some of this may look like mockery, though don't let the statements I make about this person affect how you view them and their actions. Lo has hurt multiple people, and the effects on them shouldn't be watered down. I don't have a proper microphone and the editing will not be great, so I apologize for the quality in advance. There may be mild confusion given the shift in personal pronouns, as well as the translation errors that may occur. Lo predominantly speaks Spanish and I am not very fluent in the language despite speaking it, so feel free to correct me. Some time ago I made a video discussing Lo and/or Oliver due to my own negligence and ignorance on the situation, so I wanted to cover the truth in a more respectful manner, as my behavior did lead to a spread of misinformation, which is something that I have claimed over and over again that I am against, along with the following that he is responsible for: harassment, predatory behavior, spreading SJSM, and self-harm images, among a few things. I would recommend watching my previous video, as I went over these topics more thoroughly. Speaking of that video, I had multiple people in my comment section stating that they were harassed by Lo and giving more information. Though a lot of this is just word of mouth, please remain respectful towards these testimonies. Finally somebody is making a vid on them. They have been mentioning me in their disgusting art with Zim. I hate it. I said no one drawing their stupid ship, and they used AI and tracing on my art for their ship because I said no. They pissed me off. We need to comment on this video to make the algorithm spread the case. It's a good summary. Even though the shaming is small, it's a very long case. She did much other things that are also repulsive and are not mentioned in this video, like transphobic and mocking comments about other people's trauma, paraphilias, etc. This person is so disgusting. Now that it's mentioned, I usually don't shame people I discuss too often, no matter how serious, mostly because I feel like it takes away from the severity of their actions, and it's not my place to do so. Though because it is being requested, I will follow through. It may not be the best due to the fact that I don't think I have anything original to say about this person. With that to note, I will be dueling Lo more harshly in this video. Finally, someone has done this. She harassed me and I need the world to know this. By the way, she is not my friend. She mentioned me because she tried to manipulate me and I was getting suspicious of her. When she told me she is younger, like, why are you changing your age? I saw in her bio she is 20 and she told me she is 14 as an excuse to defend her actions. When I asked Lo to give me full evidence of the situation between her and Pip, she evaded the topic. I blocked her on every single social media. When I did, she decided to use multiple accounts saying Oliver is better. I am trying to advise the fandom of this. I am afraid of Lo. She is tagging me into her post. I would like to add more to this. Lo has also harassed a few people recently and traced others' art. One of the main victims is Megadoomer, as he keeps getting tagged in post. Despite sharing clear distaste in Lo's art and clearly not wanting to be tagged, I've spoke to Lo in his stream chat when they asked why we, the people in the chat, were being rude, and then refused to acknowledge what we, stream chat, were pointing out, ignoring boundaries of multiple people, tracing art, and being a nuisance in general. Overall, they are being very immature. Note, I don't speak Spanish. I use Google Translate to talk to her. And as a Yumi shipper / self shipper, we do not claim this one. Speaking of the live stream, I will be getting back to this. I'm close to the person mentioned, Regs, and I have to admit I've also had problems with Lo. She constantly harasses my friends and manipulates people close to me. I'm really tired of seeing most of them sucking up to her or suffering psychological consequences because of her. I hope one day she realizes what she's doing, but at this point she won't change because she always plays the victim and twists the facts to clean up her image. I hope the situation improves because I truly can't stand the defamation she does to me and my friends anymore. Oh my god, the character behind that document is literally my LC. Lo harassed me too. I'm also going to expose Lo because she's doing worse things and harassing more people on TikTok. Speaking of which, here are some of the community posts Elizabeth has. Here we see the most stupid, backwards, sick, idiotic person there is, the absolute train wreck known as Lo. She's out there harassing former followers and claiming that Holy Brotio, which I'm probably pronouncing incorrectly, is in all the Invader Zim alternative universes, or saying she wants a polyamorous relationship with all the Invader Zim Yums, just because her shitty OC is acting up. It's obvious this chick is desperate for attention and fame. But the fame she's getting is the bad kind. People can see exactly what kind of person she is. What's more, I've got other photos to show later of Lo's cringy behavior. So don't get mad and say, she was a bad friend, or I treated you so well, because you're the one inviting this hate from people, you cringy piece of shit. I hope your TikTok and YouTube accounts get deleted along with whatever else you're involved in. And don't come at me saying, those photos aren't real, they're edited. Or posting on YouTube that I'm harassing you. When you're the one making 5 shitty accounts just to spy on what I post, even though it's obvious it's you, Lo. I'm not stupid. Hey, serious question, did you suffer any kind of abuse? Just curious. Did they sexually abuse you with a cake or something like that? Why is it a cake? This is Lo setting not safe for work content to, as of now, a 14-year-old. This is a problem for multiple reasons, as it's extremely dangerous for children to even be exposed to this content. Reminder, Lo is 20. Sim tricks you. Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but Oliver only exists in your alternate universe, not mine. Lo is everywhere, whether you like it or not. Not sure what the rest of this message says because it's cut off, which is going to be very consistent. Even so, they practice polyamory. Polyamory happens when everyone in the relationship agrees, not just when one person does. Actually, Zim is too, otherwise if you aren't, he would be deceiving you. Lo, Oliver doesn't exist in my AU, and Zim isn't real. Honestly, it's a bit uncomfortable for you to say that about my OCs. I never agreed to this ship, and I asked you to stop. Well, considering that AUs exist, there isn't just one Zim, so we don't share the same one, though everyone can be shipped with Zim. Well, actually, we do share Zim, whether you like it or not. Oliver is everywhere, whether you like it or not. Oliver doesn't exist in my AU, whether you like it or not. Sorry, Lo. If it is alone, it is hidden. Most likely, Zim will trick you. Well, he already has. The message cuts off here. Well, Zim doesn't exist, so he's not cheating on me with anyone. It's just for fun. If you want to ship yourself with Zim, go ahead, but don't come bothering me about it. Does that mean he belongs solely to you? No, you can have your own Yum with Zim too. I'm not saying Zim is mine. Because Oliver can't have Zim all to herself. It isn't good for her, so... Well, basically, you already know what AUs are then. The message cuts off here. But Oliver is seeing the Zim from your AU. I saw them. You should do something because Zim is cheating on you. Actually, Oliver got pregnant by him. Lo consistently sounds very delusional during this whole confrontation, because keep in mind this is a 20-year-old man crying to a 14-year-old simply because that 14-year-old said that they don't want to ship their characters together. This 20-year-old man decides to try and gaslight them by using their own headcanons to try and force a relationship between these two characters. Subjective ideas that he created and has no weight on the source material. This doesn't benefit him, nor does it negatively impact him. He's simply whining over the fact that he can't get what he wants from a child. The situation isn't just stupid, it's dumb enough that it happened in the first place. Because why is a 20-year-old man trying to gaslight a 14-year-old simply because they didn't want to date while playing house? I'm not too confident in this translation, but if I am right, I don't think I even have to explain. I don't know why, but I want to pull a fast one on Jira. Rule 34. I'm not sure if Jira is the correct pronunciation, so don't quote me on that. No, I didn't think anything else. I need an episode where Zim detonates Gura. Bro, that's his dad. Once again, I'm not very confident in these translations. I also have no idea who this Gura character is, though I'm assuming this is an alternative version of Gur, which if I am remembering correctly, on one of Lo's relationship cards, it states she views Gur as family, which remember this is his self-insert. Here are more photos of that shitty obsessed Lo disaster, completely unedited photos. I only censored a few because of sensitive people, or just so you don't get grossed out by a 14, 17, 20-year-old girl who lies about her age. What do you want, Oliver? I just wanted to tell Elizabeth that I love her. CLR. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. You know we're going to call you out for saying that, you total weirdo, bro. Tell Elisa I'd wait until I get her pregnant. These are images from a conversation we have seen previously, though Elizabeth was able to provide us with more images, which is concerning considering her age. It's likely that she was possibly in that group chat, along with very likely other kids, which does raise concerns, though for right now this is just speculation. Even the kind of person you are, and on top of lying by saying I was making demands of you, message cuts off right here. You started by saying that to me. How could I not feel angry and say that? I never asked you for photos. I tried to sort things out with you on my other account, but it seems like you want to handle this the wrong way. I know I said it to stir up controversy. I'd spoken to you nicely before. I explained things properly because I didn't want to fight. But you don't help matters either. I'd truly like to see what Lo's definition of properly means, given that he has done nothing but cause problems for other people. You lie consistently, in an attempt to infantilize and victimize yourself by lying about the situation entirely and putting other people's name in the dirt. You consistently act out of spite, not out of logic. Nothing throughout the situation that you contributed to was properly handled, simply because you're too hard-headed to accept the fact that you were genuinely in the wrong, and there's nothing you can do to justify your actions. You would do anything as long as it means you can convince other people that you don't have to take accountability, and it's embarrassing. All you've done is throw a tantrum over a gust of wind. You are a grown adult crying over a bag of nothing. You're sending predatory threats and imagery to children, simply because your hissy fits aren't working on them. So you wanted to drag me into a controversy I had nothing to do with, huh? Yeah, because instead of talking through things properly, you decided to block me for no reason and get involved with other users who are just as shitty. You sent not safe for work content and threats to children. A person like you cannot talk bad about anybody, simply because you have more skeletons in your closet that they will ever be able to compete with. People calling you out on your behavior will never be able to compare to you being a child predator. This is the deflection Olympics and you are doing backflips, which is probably the most you have moved your legs since high school. I would say in general, but you need your hands to type. You're 15 years old, yet you can't even read a whole comic, let alone respect the Jura X Mimi canon from Unit G. Because you're desperate for attention, you choose to mess with Luna Ramen by pushing that trashy Lulu character. And let me remind you, you are the one who draws Lulu like a little dog in love with Gur. Another thing, Kuro is the daughter of the tallest. Did you hear that? The tallest. Definitely pronouncing that name wrong. The comic itself shows how they met, so the ridiculous idea that Lulu and Gura had a daughter just makes you look stupid. Who knows if your fans have even read the comic? And polyamory happens when all three people agree to it, but you, all by yourself, decided in your own airheaded mind that Lulu, Gura, and Mimi are in a polyamorous relationship. But don't forget that Luna Ramen created Gura and gets the final say, and Luna told you no. Oh, and one more thing, Lou Trash. I asked you which Yums get shipped with people who already have a boyfriend. Where is my answer? Or did you not want to say it because there isn't one? It's disgusting that you're sexualizing a robot in 2026. Lo, isn't it? You're literally showing how gross you are with your trashy shipping. It seems the Unit G comic canon didn't sink in for you, right? Well, after this, I'm going to explain what Unit G is all about, so your shit-filled head gets the picture, if you're even into that. And another thing, don't try to justify it by saying you're just doing it for fun. You're actually just provoking Luna Ramen with the crap you current out in those wretched drawings of yours. On top of that, it's disgusting how you highlight Lulu's private parts. So Lo said she'd change, but today she started messing with Fatty. I hope I pronounced it correctly. If I didn't, I'm sorry. And she hasn't deleted the post where she was bothering Luna Ramen and me. Lo, P.S. I'm going to make a reaction video and a critique video about you. Speaking of that video, I will be covering it in this video. Excuse me? What the hell is this, Lo? Do you think it's funny to make that Jura drawing with Lulu? Luna doesn't approve of your shitty ship, and you know it. Your video hating on Gura seems incredibly stupid to me, since you used somebody else's drawing. Don't pretend otherwise. And then the last one, it's obvious that Lulu is the real one because of her horrible face. But with the first one, this is the last straw. When somebody talks to you, it goes in one ear and out the other. Don't cry later if they're canceling you, you piece of shit. You're not going to change a damn thing like that, Lo. Keep in mind, Lo, nobody's going to accept your shitty apologies. You don't even apologize to your victims because you're playing the victim. You're disgusting, Lo. I didn't know the situation was that bad. Dude, she's been tagging me and it pisses me off. Speaking of Cupcake and getting back to Blue, on my community post they would tell me about the livestream where the situation occurred. During this livestream, Lo appeared in Cupcake's chat, and the chatters, which also involved Blue, would try to communicate with him, as Lo was kinda just harassing Cupcake the entire time, simply because of the fact that Cupcake didn't like the fact that Lo was copying their friend's art. Pretty much the stream just speaks for itself, even if we couldn't see Lo's messages. The translations will be on the screen.
Hi, Toffering. No, not Lou, not Lou. You know what? You're banned. I'm gonna ban you. Hi, Blue. Hi. Dude. don't bother me. It's just that I just don't like how you keep tagging me in your like, cause you trace. But I was coming. I don't know what they're saying. Again, it's gonna continue. Doblajes no me molestan. Tócame. Okay, seriously, everything I type in Spanish gets translated to English. I don't think I'll be able to translate. You did. Oh, he's good. Oh man, it's Lou. What did she say? Wait, are you reading it in Spanish or English? I don't really care. Oh, you're reading it in Spanish? Because for me, it's coming out in English. No, it's just because you copy art and labeled person who don't want to be labeled. Faints after hearing 2 years and reading. Dib, wake up! Dib, wake up! Man, there's no tangents. I did because they treated me bad. Dude, just because they treated you badly doesn't mean you have to copy their art. I love Google Translate. Okay, good enough. Don't copy others' art just because they were rude to you. That's not how things work. Exactly. Also, I think I made Lou leave, but I don't know. Also, Lou is here. I'm trying to tell her that what she did was wrong. No! Go, Lou, leave! She's asking if doubles bother me, but honestly, doubles do not bother me. She's asking why does everyone hate her? Exactly. She used AI to trace you. AI is bad. Man, even worse. She doesn't speak English. AI is not to be used for stuff that requires a soul. They hate you because you took other people's art and then you use things the art community doesn't approve of. Stop complaining and admit what you did wrong was wrong. What Hamster Alistair did was also wrong. The only thing she did was say no when you asked her to draw your character. There's nothing wrong with saying no. Not everyone can draw your character when you ask them to. Treated me badly for no reason. Okay. Does that mean that your old art style would show up? Does that mean your old art style would show up since you've been working on it since you were 13? Because you did have a lot of different art styles. Hi, Rebecca. She set a boundary, and that's not a bad thing. Exactly. But did you just call her a hero? But you can draw other characters from Zoom and my friends, but not me. Okay, that's the most immature thing I've ever saw this week. He also asked if we could give him our OCs to draw, and I think dude, you're not making any sense. Anyways, here's my old art style. Oh, I want to fix this so badly. Are the characters background characters or OCs? I think they're both. They're both. Dude, I've never seen this little dot. Let me try to remove that. Where is it? I didn't draw your OC because you did bad stuff back then. I set a boundary and that's my choice, Lou. Oh, no. You're not yelling. It's just words, you know. I use caps a lot as well, so it's okay. Look how I drew back in. Ow. I don't know what you're saying, Alistair Hamster. I don't speak English. You're being immature. The fact that they refuse to draw your original character doesn't make them rude. Okay, I remember I renewed this one. So, you spoke English on my channel once. Get out! Because I was using a translator. We all know translators are not reliable sometimes. But I do use them sometimes. So, yeah. Also, oh, your OCs are so adorable. Thank you, Alistair, Tiny Hamster. I'm sorry if I tell you Tiny Hamster. That's just called begging people to draw your OC. Exactly. CGI. She turns emo. You drew some bad art with Sim with your OC. Go get a hobby. Besides, why... Okay, Lou says... Besides, why wouldn't you want to draw my OC, huh? Are you discriminating against me or something? Okay, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. Lou is a faker. Real. Hi, Dino, Wonder, and Zero. Nope. Sorry. Oh my goodness, I hate this walk cycle. Look. It's like she's limping. Oliver's of legal age. Well, your OC is cringe as flip. It feels like a pick-me. I wouldn't want to draw an OC of someone who's a total jerk towards everyone. Oh no, it's Lou again. Look at this chud. Coughs. Lay low. You know, your mod, you can just ban her. Tiny Hammer, you could just ban Lou. Banned for 24 hours. You're right.
To make a quick update on the Pip situation, he has made weird art of Pip, as well as putting him in edits, calling him his wife in his Instagram bio, which I feel like I don't even have to explain why this is off-putting and very distasteful. Though aside from that, we have an apology video from Lo, once again, which I will also be translating and giving my input on. I don't like being like this, much less making this video. Please be mindful that he is apologizing for harassment, predatory behavior, and being insensitive towards topics of abuse, and immediately chooses to complain about his comfortability. When you are actively choosing to go against people's boundaries, making these types of comments about heavy subjects, the last thing you want to do is complain about something you weren't able to provide to others. You were 20 years old. The least we expect from a video like this is common sense. I feel like a horrible person on the internet. I feel like it's distasteful to say this is just an online issue, when you are acting like this out of your own ambition. Nothing online is telling you to behave this way. You are a grown man who acted this way on a whim. You aren't just a horrible person on the internet, you're a horrible person in general. At this point, you're just savoring your own feelings, which is pretty embarrassing considering the fact that you go out of your way to hurt the feelings of others. I deeply regret my inappropriate behavior or the time I made them uncomfortable. I feel like a horrible person in this fandom. Once again, this is an issue with you and not a specific space. The fact you're trying to frame it as such does make it look like you're only upset at the fact that people within this space do not tolerate this type of behavior, which does imply that you're used to getting away with it and have never been corrected. You say you deeply regret your inappropriate behavior, but never give any examples of it, nor state exactly what you have done, which is not only very important when it comes to taking accountability, but also when it comes to communicating with your audience, considering that all you have done is lie to them about the situation entirely. If you're going to apologize for indecent behavior on your behalf, the very least you can do is be cut and dry with your viewer, because not everybody knows the situation at hand, and a lot of people viewing this video probably don't even know who you are. They are not obligated to accept my apology. I just want you to know I apologize. I know I said bad things. He only acknowledges the behavior yet doesn't mention the things he's done, completely evading responsibility for his actions. I was an inspiration to many people and I feel terrible, but I promise to be a better person in the future and not make the same mistakes again. Proceeds to make the same mistake again. Refuses to accept the fact that he's the common denominator and deflects. I don't promise to be perfect, but I can try to improve, not for myself but the whole fandom. I feel like this is more of an excuse for him to go after more children rather than actually take accountability for his actions. Because how many times does it take for you to repeat the same behavior over and over again until people get tired of it? He tries to frame it as a small mistake despite the fact that he acknowledges where he went wrong and can't even show for it. This is the type of apology you present when you make an insensitive joke, and even that's mildly if you're going to repeat the behavior. This is not the type of apology you make when you're 20 years old, harassing children on the internet and sending them and that is because this post is not a display of common decency. This is an attempt to brush the situation off entirely and keep his audience in the dark, just so he can keep his platform and continue posting, while continuing to display the same behavior over and over again. You are a grown adult who sends SJSM material to an NSFW group chat, calls it a coping mechanism, and then proceeds to make threats to children, while also admitting to being attracted to children at your big age. There are huge issues that you displayed within this situation, and this is the apology that it comes with. You as a grown adult have enough life experience to understand that this is not okay, and that is why you choose not to bring it up, because you know you are in the wrong. People don't want to give a platform to somebody who acts this way towards the vulnerable, and that's why you're choosing to lie and be vague, because you don't want people to know who exactly they are supporting, a predator. A predator that steals from the creative youth and lies about them, simply because they weren't entering to your man-baby tantrums, and told you something you weren't ready to hear, because you're not willing to change. You're not willing to develop as a person, simply because at your big age you can't put the screen down, spending your days being parasocially delusional. You can spend your time seeking professional help instead of seeking validation for people online who are going to white knight for you. I promise you nobody is going to miss your Bleach Blonde Valley Girl stereotype demon princess Yuma avatar that badly, nor any of your other characters, matter of fact. I'm pretty confident we have enough of those already.
Jersey in front of me, like
grown ass man crying about a fucking jersey. Buy a new one! You come out fucking here!
You buy
crying about a fucking LeBron jersey! A grown ass man!
How much hair costs?
A grown ass fucking man!